Good evening, how my beautiful queens and house of kings doing this evening. How you all doing? Welcome to the start of a new video. This kind of be like a little different video. It's more like a little, kind of like a little chit chat, somewhat story time video. But I just wanted to come in because I know one of my subscribers in the past was telling me about I should do like a little video for you all about what it's like to be a food server, or in general just working in in this hospitality industry. So I do work at a I do work at a hotel, as in the restaurant. The name of the restaurant is called the Bistro. And so I'm a AM server. So most times in the morning, what I usually have to do for the beginning when my shift start, I usually have to take, like, we have this little paper right here. And it's like a piece of paper where it'll show you, like, what bills you might have in the register. I mean, well, not in the register, because usually when I come, the money be like in a little envelope, and we usually have to count out the exact amount of money that's supposed to be in the in the register. We usually have coins, like the coins, they usually stay, in the register, like they don't come out the register, but the bills always have to be, like even with the night shift, the bills have to be taken out, put right back into this little brown envelope, which is called a drop envelope. So in the morning, we usually start out, you have to count out each bill, and then you fill out this form right here, like a piece of paper, look just like this. And you fill out and you count out exactly like what's in the register, like whatever, how much tens you got, you write that down, how many 20s in bills or how many ones, you got to write exactly out like that. You have to count out the loose change, you have to write all that out. And then when you get the piece of paper, after you write it all out, you have to total it. So it's supposed to be a certain amount in there every day. Sometimes the draw can be over. And most times if it's over and we have like a drop, like after the shift over with in the morning, I usually add that amount that's to the drop. I will add that amount to my drop. And so I'm going to get into it. So this is like a receipt right here, a print receipt of, it's probably hard for you guys to see because it's kind of look gloomy today. But yeah, this is a receipt. It shows, like, it total out. It'll show how much I made in sales, just overall, how much I pretty much made in sales for this particular day. So today was like a slow day, but it showed that we sold over $326.50 worth of food, mostly a lot of coffee or fruit. People order breakfast, but most of the time our sales really come in when we do a lot of Starbucks specialty coffees, where sometimes I might get somebody want me to make a latte, a cappuccino, a mocha. One thing I have learned since I've been in this field, I try to always upsell whatever we have on the menu. So if somebody never been there before, and they'll ask me, like, what's, you all serving breakfast? What's pretty good on the menu? So I give them 3 options. Like, I tell them about the bistro breakfast sandwich, which is actually one of my favorites. It look like it's on a brioche bun, but it's like a hamburger bun. So with that sandwich, it comes with bacon, fried egg, arugula, avocado mash, and it usually be, and then the bread, the hamburger bun usually be kind of toasted a little bit, but then overall the whole sandwich is usually go up into this little turbo oven where it get heated up, so the cheese can, and it also had cheese where the cheese can pretty much melt on the sandwich, and it's really just a sandwich by itself. We had a breakfast burrito, a second favorite. Breakfast burrito is based on the tortilla bread. It comes with scrambled eggs, bacon, arugula, green onion, breakfast potatoes. But sometimes what the cooks do for the breakfast burritos, they try to make them according to order. Like, they make those burritos, to order, because they were saying in the past, sometimes people complain about when they used to pre-prep the burritos, people would say the burritos is still cold on the inside, or like the eggs might not be fully, heated up, so they fix it to order. And so I feel like in a way it's somewhat kind of like a good idea. Only thing, the con to it is, like, when we're real busy and you have people that's like in a hurry and they be like, man, when my burrito gonna come out? So with the food, it's a 8 to 12 minute 8 to 12 minutes on, for getting orders out. So with the but with the burrito, it comes with a side of avocado mash and the salsa. Really good. That's like a number 2. Number 3, when I upsell, I probably would recommend like the eggs your way. It's basically comes with your choice of how you like your eggs cooked, your choice of meat, which is either pork sausage or pork bacon. Pork bacon. It comes with a side of either marinated tomatoes or breakfast potatoes. And it also comes with sourdough toast, which is the artisan toast, or whole grain. So them be like my main 3 options. I haven't tried the French toast with strawberries. That's one of our most popular entrees. It sells pretty good. It don't come with no meat, so if a person decide they want to purchase that, they got like a real big appetite, I'm like, well, you gonna try that French toast with strawberries? Would you like maybe a side order of bacon or a side order of pork sausage? So there's like a different charge if they want a side order meat, because it don't come with it. But also, what else? But yeah, it's showing like this just basically this paper. When I print this out, I usually have to print out 3 copies of this after when my shift over with. And then I fill out the second part, what I made on the line right here. And the night shift, which is the PM shift, they have to come in and fill the, when they first open they shift up for the evening, they have to do the same thing as the AM server does. We always have to initial down here at the bottom. But yeah, our draw always supposed to be at a certain amount of money. When we opening, closing, when we come back in the morning, it has to be at a certain amount of or one thing I'm learning, I would say this is a tip as a server. There have been some issues sometimes where sometimes people might want their food fixed right away. I mean, not fix their food. Like, if they in a hurry and they want some, I will probably, I ain't going to say fix right away. Sometimes I have to explain. Yeah, there too, I have to explain to the cook is, how long it's going to take. Or sometimes when people be in a hurry, I might go back there in the kitchen and help, prep up, some, or if the cook need me to fix something. Because most time on my shift is always one server and one cook. Not as always one cook, and it might be either 2 servers or 1 server. It just depends on the occupancy. One thing I'm learning now, as a food server being in this industry, not everybody have the patience like others where they willing to wait. I remember there been a day where when we were super busy and it was just out of our control. We had a guest, she had already paid for her food, but she was in such a hurry and she couldn't get in the food. The food didn't come out right away, because when the cooks fix the orders, we have to bring the food out according to how, it came back on the ticket, And sometimes some people, they just don't understand, like, there's orders ahead of them. So that's really like a con. Like I say, it can be a cool industry on ways how you can, learn, as a server in general, where you can gain that experience, but it is a lot of cons to it, because sometimes you run into good people that be understanding and know that, it's short staff or whatever. But in this day and time, not everybody, people don't care about this being short staff. They just want their stuff when they want it like that. And then since I've been doing this, you have to be very apologetic every time when something occurs. That's the only thing I dislike about this. That's why I say this is a tough job to have. I'm not going to even tell the story, but I try to make the best out of my, this description. If something occurred and it's not your fault, you have to be like, excuse me, ma'am and sir, I apologize on my behalf, or I apologize. Like, you have to be very apologetic even when it's not your fault. So this is like I said, it's a pretty challenging industry, because not everybody might feel like it's their fault, which is not. It's just a hotel standard where if something occur, you have to, apologize to the guests about, the order. Another thing I'm starting to notice too is when people order food or whatever, like if they never came before, some of them are probably, we don't do taste tests and stuff like that at the job. But most time, even I'm gonna say this, sometimes the people that never been there before, like I said, I upsell. I'm gonna go back to that. I upsell, give them 3 options. It just depends on how big their appetite is. I'll be like, well, it just depends on how big your appetite is. And then I automatically upsell the eggs your way, because I know that's a full course breakfast. most of the people that usually dine in a lot, I can remember their orders like right out the start. Like one lady, she stays there a lot. She's like one of our regulars. I automatically know venti latte. She seen me today because I was fixing a medium vanilla latte for a gas, and redo the little machine rehab. Sometimes it'll act up. I'm thinking I'll be glad when we get our new machine, because that machine been there for quite some time. It's time for a new one. But my supervisor said they won't get a new machine until sometime in January. But the machine is really hanging there. But that really what sells a lot of the coffees, is that when people come in, they think, you know, we're not a full service Starbucks. Like, we don't carry all the Starbucks drinks. Like, we don't carry the refreshers they have. We pretty much carry like lattes, cappuccinos. We carry the mocha. We can make a hot chocolate from scratch. We also carry what else? Cold brew, the cappuccinos we can make. The chai tea latte, we do have different options on milk, because everybody don't drink, you know, not everybody probably can drink 2% milk. So we do carry 2% milk. We carry the skim milk. We carry soy milk, oat milk, almond milk, coconut milk. What else milk we got? Oat milk. Yeah, oat milk. So we do have different options of milk, half and half. Every now and then I might get somebody order like a latte, and they might want you to steam some half and half, but most of the time it'd be like pretty much the regular 2% milk if they get a latte made. And with those drinks, I'm learning not learning. With those drinks, it'll tell you how many shots espresso they get. So like if they get a large, it comes with 2 shots espresso. If they get like a medium, 2 shots espresso. And if they get like a small, which is a tall, there's 1 shot espresso. Unless somebody say, I want a triple shot latte or a triple shot vanilla latte. If they get like syrups up in the cup, like for a large, it's 5 pumps of vanilla. But sometimes some people will tell you, if I get this venti latte, can you let me like narrow down how much syrup you put? Because it can be pretty sweet. Like I had a guest today, she wanted a venti latte, but she wanted a grande latte, but she didn't want all 4 pumps of the vanilla, because she said it was too sweet. So she did like 1 pump and a half. They do have that option. But sometimes, like I say, and then with lattes, when you making a latte, you steam the milk with the little espresso machine, and then you top it off with a little foam. But your lattes is actually pretty good. It's one of my favorites, besides a caramel macchiato. Like I said, I like the caramel macchiato warm or ice, so it's pretty good. But what else it is? But yeah, like I say, the tips, that's pretty much like my job description as far as like opening up and closing. Usually I have to change out. We have like a little cooler, like a little mini cooler up front, not too far from the register. We usually have to make sure those drinks are still stocked every day, every morning. Like we have to keep it stocked. Like that's just basically a service job period there. Everybody have to make sure we keeping it stocked. We have to make sure after our shift over, we changing our trash, we pulling it. We wiping down the bar area. We wiping down. We have to pour our coffee out when we get through with, like, we do sell regular drip coffee besides the specialty coffee, which is the Starbucks coffee. We do have like a regular cup of coffee where if somebody might want like a regular coffee, that's called the coffee of the day. Just a regular cup of coffee. We making it is light roast, medium roast, and decaf. We don't really get too many people purchase a decaf, but I always like to make a pot just to have it on hand. You never know when you might have a guest or customer come inside and say, hey, I want a medium decaf coffee. I already have it. Instead of me stressing, especially if it's a busy day, instead of me stressing, trying to go here up and go in the kitchen, here up, make a decaf coffee. And sometimes, like I say, it can even be with me being by myself. Most time, like on a busy day, and sometimes on slow days, because today was kind of a little slow too, it'll be 2 people on the shift. But if depending on the occupancy, if it's extremely slow, like if it's only 20 people staying in the hotel, it'd probably just be automatically 1 person working by themselves. But for my sake, to keep me from having to run a lot, I always like to keep exactly everything I need up front. That way I don't have to overwork myself, because it been times where I have ran so much that I nearly almost, fell out, and we don't want that. So that's one thing I'm learning as a server. It's a very fast-paced industry. You constantly move. You got to make sure you get your orders out back and forth, back and forth. To-go orders, we always keep us we got like a little carry. I mean, not a carry. We got a little heavy. I mean, well, I can't keep my words out. We got like a little bag, a bag holder where we can keep our little bag stocked, like little empty paper bags. So when somebody ordering food to go, we already got the bags up front. We ain't got to go run in the kitchen get the bags. We try to keep everything in a nice, neat way where it can be easier, not just for me, but for other people as well. Because like I say, when you're in a fast-paced industry like this, one thing, like I say, rule number one is you want to work smart. Like I say, you don't want to overwork yourself, which is working too hard, but you want to work smart. So that's why every morning when I'm opening my shift up, I always make sure I got all the proper tools and stuff that I'm going to need to, begin my shift. Another thing, a tip I would say is you're going to have some bad people. You're going to have people come in and be rude and be mean. You can be the nicest, sweetest server as it is. It's just with this industry, hospitality, they expect for you to, you still have to be nice to people even when people be mean to you. It sucks sometimes, but they're just how this industry works. Sometimes you'll have people come in there, be demanding and probably won't even tip you. Like you could better go over and beyond for them, make sure they get their orders out, thank them. That's another thing with this position. Like when with my position, after I greet them and I give them, that's another thing. It's like I'm jumping all over the place, but in the mornings when people come down, I say this greeting, good morning, how you doing, ma'am, sir? Or good morning, would you all be dying? Like if they're coming in as a group and it's like a couple and some children. We have kids menus, so I give them depending on how many kids, I give them that amount of menus for the kids, and then I give them 2 menus, but they can reach for the menus themselves. We have a menu up in the back area above the bar, but sometimes it'd be hard for guests to really see that part of the menu. So I always like to hand them a little menu where they can read it themselves. So I greet them, hello, how you doing, ma'am, sir? Would you all be dining in? When they say yes, you give them a number. You put the number in on the computer. You hit the eat in, and then they'll start telling you your order. Once they give you their complete order, you have to always, once you give them once they give you their complete order, you repeat that order, and then they hear you. Got to make sure you repeat it loud so they can hear you. And then you be like, is there anything else I can get for you, sir, ma'am? And they be like, no. You give them their total. If they decide to pay with credit, they got 3 options on how they pay. They can do credit card, cash, room charge. Excuse me. If they pay with credit card, it's a button on my screen say CC begin. The credit card machine is right there, and I'm glad they got it like that because I really don't like touching people's credit cards. Like I said, just so many germs in the air, and I think I mentioned this to you all in the video, a vlog, that some people don't believe in washing their hands, and me being a desk clerk at a previous job working as a front desk clerk, I feel like I had got exposed to getting sick from touching somebody's credit card, because this hotel that I was working at as a front desk agent, it was a pretty old hotel and they haven't updated their machines. So I had to swipe their card. They had like one of these old machines where they were still operating with, and I had to use to swipe their card a lot. I used to hate it. I used to at times wanted to wear gloves, but at that time we couldn't wear. But anyway, they had a machine right there, so it'll the button that say authorization. Then you'll hit print. It'll print out 2 receipts. I always ask this question: would you like an itemized receipt? An itemized receipt is basically a detailed receipt. It'll show you how much these people purchase. Like it'll show exactly what they purchase, how much it costs. Most times, some people like, no, you keep the receipt. We always have to ask them to sign a copy of the receipt. With the itemized receipt, I just like to ask because sometimes some people be needing it for their job, their company. Like some people be there through a job, and the job might need to see their receipt for their records. That's another thing. Most times, some people, if they do get the itemized receipt and fill it out, they'll just take a picture of it. But most time, I always like to ask for just ask them, do they need an itemized receipt? Just sometimes, just for personal reasons. And after, when they get the order, you give them a number, and then you take the next guest and repeat the same step. And so once the food come out, it'll come out on the ticket. So you'll hit send. The ticket automatically send to the back, the kitchen. The cook will get the ticket, and they'll start preparing the meal. And so what I like to do, especially when there be two of us on the shift, I always like to go back in the kitchen to see if the cook need me to, help or prep a plate or whatever. And, watch and see, because I'm going to have to, eventually go back there and, when I run the food out to that particular table. When you bring the food out to the guests and sit it at the table, you look for that table number, because sometimes you'll give them a number and they might be all the way in the back somewhere, or all the way here. You go to the table number, it's going to show you whatever number. So if I gave this person number 9 and number 9 order this, I got to go to number 9 and be like, I don't say number 9. I'll be like, whatever they order, which is a bistro breakfast sandwich. I give them silverware. Or they say edge your way. You always give them silverware. That's another thing. We always have to make sure we got clean rolled silverware on each shift. That's one thing I'm very big on. That's actually like one of my favorites. I always make sure I'm getting that silverware, washed through the dishwasher. We don't have a dishwasher. Like I said, it's kind of like a small kitchen. Us as servers, we just pretty much wash, rinse the dishes off and let it go through. Wash the dishes as we go along. I'm going to say it like that. The cook, whoever working in the kitchen, they wash the dishes as well. But we don't have a dishwasher because, like I said, it's a very small kitchen. It's just you can, wash as you go along. But overall, it's a good feel. You can make good tips. You can make good money. It just depends on the people, because like I was mentioning to you all, y'all have heard me talk about this all the time. Not everybody in this day and time will tip. Most time, not everybody have the money. That's why I just try not to worry no more about tips and stressing it, because I know the food, especially staying at the hotel, the food is pretty expensive. And so not everybody might be able to tip. So I just been looking at it like that. I don't even take it personal no more. I used to worry about, man, I'm, busting my butt. But at the end of the day, I know stuff is so expensive. I don't even worry about it. I just be blessed to, have a job and be able to, work the days I'm scheduled. We also have a market in the hotel. There's pretty much any hotel you ever go to, they have like this little market. And a market is like a little place where you can go to where they have sodas, chips, candy bars. Like that's another thing. Sometimes I direct a guest, like if they streamed in a hurry and they don't have time to wait, I'll be like, sir, ma'am, there's our market straight ahead. They sell chips up in there. They have like these little TV dinners, frozen dinners in there, chicken noodle soup. And, you can always direct them to there if they, because sometimes we have a lot of people be in a hurry and they have to hurry up and catch their Uber to get to the airport. So I would direct them to the market. Us as servers, the bistro servers, we have to make sure the market gets stocked daily. Every single day we have to check the market, because the market do pretty good on selling out, selling merchandise. We sell bottles of water, sodas, potato chips, beer, wine. We got to make sure it gets stocked daily. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the little tips that I can give y'all, or chit chat about, pretty much what I do. I don't want to just make this, video too long. But yeah, that's just pretty much what I do as a bistro server. Like I say, I'm still hanging in there because, like I say, the job do offer great benefits at the moment. And yeah, until the next time, you all stay safe and you all have a good one.